What's up, guys? I wanted to come to you and let you know personally that I'm selling everything. Now, this is not a joke. I'm literally selling a bunch of properties, and I want to tell you why you might want to sell properties, why real estate investors go from holding property to selling some stuff, and kind of the pros and the cons of doing so. So let's get right into this. What's up, guys? It's your boy Swan Belcher. This is me taking action on YouTube and Instagram. We drop gems here every single week right here on YouTube, and we'll send you a newsletter so you can learn how to dominate your local real estate market. Just go to the website and you'll get the free purchase agreement, so that way you can lock up discounted property like the one right here behind me in your own market. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about why I am selling a lot of my properties right now. And I guess in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot. 2 flips that I'm working on right now that I'm about to get listed, those were flips. I was planning on selling those anyway. But I'm also selling 3 of my short-term rentals, and that's it. So I'm selling my 2 flips, and then I'm selling 3 of my short-term rentals. Now the big question is why? Why would I sell properties that I had in my portfolio? And I want to give you guys kind of my my reasoning or my methodology, or like why I would take time, to sell properties out of that. Because I mean, isn't like cash flow what everybody wants? Having to make money every single month off of one person purchase, isn't that what everybody wants? Yes and no. Okay. See, whenever you're getting into rental property, you're either A, gonna rent long-term, or B, you're gonna rent short-term. Short-term, I personally like, because you end up making more, but you have more expenses and more responsibilities and a bunch of tedious tasks. Long-term, you end up renting it out for less, so your cash flow is less, but you have these expenses that come up that eat away at your cash flow. And so it's really just like a balancing act. Now, the benefits of having that and kind of going through those problems on both sides is that you're able to use the depreciation to write down how much you make, so that way you can come out paying as little in taxes as possible, sometimes even $0 in taxes. Okay, let's get down to the real reason why I would sell one. Number one, I would sell a property because A, I planned to sell it. Okay, in a lot of my scenarios, when I'm raising private money, I'll let them know, hey, look, we're gonna buy this property right now, we're gonna renovate it, we're gonna rent it out, we might hold on to it for 3 years, and then we'll sell it at that point. So that's one reason why I would sell it. Or hey, let's buy this property, fix it up in 6 months, we'll sell it just like we're doing with this one right here. Secondly, let's say that we're renting the property out, and then we have an eviction. Then I have to weigh, is it best for me to fix this property back up, and rent it back out? Or would it be best if I did something else? Maybe I did a lease option instead of long term. Maybe I do short term instead of long term. Maybe I do group home, or maybe I sell it. So when I do these numbers, when a property goes vacant and stops making money, what I'm looking for is what my best strategy is at this point. Sometimes I've rented a property, and then boom, I do a refinance, I get some cash out, fix the property up, rent it out for another couple years. I've done multiple refinances on multiple properties before. It's totally a cool thing to do, because you continue to, the property continues to goes up in value, you continue to get cash out, and you continue to make cash flow. It's awesome. But at what point do you say, well, that's not best to do? For me, when I realize I can sell one property that I've been holding for the last 4 years and make $80,000 to $100,000, that joint gotta fly. Okay, it's gotta go. It's gotta get up out of here and go to somebody else. Okay, because $80,000 to $100,000, number one, that can go into some of my other portfolio properties. That can help, towards picking up new properties. That also can go towards paying off my personal property, because that's a big goal of ours right now. And realistically, whenever I can make $80,000 to $100,000 on selling one property, in my personal pocket, every year I'm making about $300,000 to $350,000. So if I can personally do that, I mean, that just sets your boy up for comfort. And realistically, you have to determine what you want out of real estate. That's one of the things I always open with, with some of my mentees. It's like, what do you want? You know, at some points in our life, we wanted to do 20 deals a month. Now, honestly, you know, I'm cool with doing 7 or 8. The last couple years, I was cool with 4 or 5. You know, so you just have to determine what you want. The next reason why you might want to sell a property is because whenever you're doing creative financing, you know, you might have some balloons that will come up. Now, a balloon is when you have a loan that either gets called due or it's been planned that the note was going to get called due in the first place. So let me give an example. So let's say you have a seller that has a paid off house and he's willing to take his profits over time. Okay, so let's call that amount $200,000. Right now, he's willing to take payments for the next 5 years, but then in 5 years, he wants you to pay off the house and what you owe at that point. Okay, that's called a balloon. Okay, and so when you have those balloons, you might have to refinance the property at that time, so that way you can pay off the loan and keep the property, or you might have to sell that property so you can pay off the loan and then take the profits. Okay, or in a subject to scenario, the note can actually get called due from the borrower's mortgage, and we actually just had one called due, and we're actually refinancing it. Now, the cool thing I found out after we got the appraisal is that where the loan that got called due was only $80,000. The appraisal came back at $289,000. So now my first rule applies. If I make more than $80,000 to $100,000, it's gotta fly. So now my mind has completely changed about that property on Wood Green, and it's gotta fly. You know, because that's gonna be a $200,000 profit. So and my mom is my partner on that one. So that means I'm gonna feed my mom, I'm gonna feed my family, and we're gonna be all good, okay? So now remember that you're not a real estate investor so you can hoard property, so you can have as many properties as possible. We're using real estate as a way to make real estate profits. So it might be selling it right now, it might be renting it right now, or it might be a little bit of combination of both, or even refinancing some stuff and taking loans as fees. You'll have to put that into place as you decide what you want out of real estate. So my question to you is, what do you want? Do you want to replace your income, you know, so that way you can have more control of your time? Are you looking for a strategy to replace your 401k that can retire you? You know, or do you just want to make an extra $10,000 a month and you keep your job because you like it, because you're a nurse or something like that you love? You know, what do you want? Base your strategy around real estate, around what you want, and you'll get exactly what you want. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.